Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is when you get pushed off the stairs. Please don't forget to subscribe and let's get going. You hum softly to yourself, adjusting the strap of your hero bag as you navigated the hallways of the agency. The usual morning chaos was in full swing. Interns scurrying with paperwork, pro heroes rushing to their debriefs, and the general hum of activity that always seemed to fill the air. You were on your way to meet Bakugo and Kirishima for your joint patrol, a ritual that you'd come to cherish. You spotted them down the hall, their forms unmistakable, even from a distance. Bakugo, ever the picture of controlled aggression, was leaning against the wall, arms crossed, his usual scowl in place, although you knew it softened almost immediately when he looked at you. Kirishima, on the other hand, was a burst of cheerful energy, gesturing animatedly as he talked to Bakugo, his spiky red hair practically growing under the fluorescent lights. A soft smile touched your lips. They were such a perfect, chaotic balance together. As he got closer, you noticed Yumi, one of the general studies interns, lingering near them. She was a very pretty girl, always dressed nicely, and you'd caught her staring at Bakugo and Kirishima multiple times. You knew she had a crush on them, or at least one of them, but you usually just brushed it off. It wasn't the first time people had been interested in your boyfriends after all. Hey guys, you called out, quickening your pace. Kirishima's head snapped up, and his face instantly brightened. There she is, he boomed, pushing off the wall and taking a few eager steps toward you. Bakugo's eyes, although still narrowed, shifted to you, and you saw the subtle relaxation in his shoulders. Just as you reached the top of the main staircase, ready to greet them properly, you felt a sudden, sharp shove between your shoulder blades. Your balance shattered, and your heart lurched into your throat as a dizzying rush of white and gray steps blurred beneath you. You stumbled, your heart lurching into your throat as a sharp shove sent you tumbling. The polished steps of the hero agency blurred into a dizzying rush of white and gray as you felt yourself falling, a scream catching in your windpipe. Just before impact, two strong arms wrapped around you, yanking you close to them. The hell, Wayan? Bakugo's furious voice trembled in your ear, his grip like steel bands around your waist. His crimson eyes, usually narrowed in annoyance, were wide with shock and a protectiveness that made your chest ache. You clung to him, trembling, your face buried in his shoulder. Someone pushed me. You managed to gasp out, the words catching in your throat. Behind Bakugo, you heard a thud and a yelp. Hey, what was that for? Kirishima's voice, usually so bright and cheerful, was laced with an edge of anger. Bakugo tightened his hold on you, and then gently set you on your feet. Though he kept one arm firmly around your waist, he scanned your face, his gaze softening. Are you alright? You nodded, still a little shaky. Yeah, thanks to you too. Kirishima, who had been confronting a flustered Yumi, now turned his attention to you, his eyes full of concern. Are you sure, Wayan? You look a little pale. He reached out, gently cupping your cheek. Did you hit your head? No, I don't think so, you said, leaning into his touch. You glanced past him at Yumi, who was now stammering apologies, her face bright red. Baku scoffed, his eyes blazing as he glared at her. What the heck were you thinking? Pushing her like that, you extra. Yumi visibly flinched under his anger. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I just tripped and she was in the way. Her gaze flickered to you, a flash of something unpleasant in her eyes before she quickly looked away. Kirishima, however, wasn't buying it. He stepped forward, his expression serious. That's a pretty convenient trip, isn't it? You pushed her pretty hard. Yumi stammered, her hands wringing together. No, I didn't. It was an accident, I swear. Baku let out a low growl, pulling you closer to his side. Accident or not, you could have seriously hurt her. Do you know how dangerous that is? You felt a protective surge in your own chest. You knew Yumi had a crush on Bakugo, and perhaps Kirishima too, given how often she tried to get their attention. But this was a step too far. It wasn't an accident, you stated, your voice firm, despite the lingering tremor in your hands. You looked directly at Yumi. You pushed me because you're jealous. Her face went from red to a furious scarlet. That's not true. Why would I be jealous of you? She practically spat, her composure cracking. Baku let out a dangerous chuckle. Because we're hers, you damn extra. That's why. He pulled you even closer, his arm tightening around your waist, a possessive glint in his eyes. Kirishima nodded in agreement, his usual friendly smile replaced by a stern expression. He put a hand on your shoulder, his fingers tracing small, comforting circles. Yeah, we're a package deal, and you just messed with Mayan. Yumi's eyes widened, fitting between Baku and Kirishima, and then finally settling on you with a look of pure disbelief. You're with both of them, she whispered, as if the concept was alien. Damn right she is. Bakugo snarled, his gaze never leaving her. So stay the hell away from her. And from us. Kirishima stepped closer to Yumi, his tone serious but firm. We get it. It's cool to admire heroes, but you've crossed the line. You could have seriously injured Mayan. We're going to have to report this. Yumi's face crumbled. No, please, I'll lose my internship. That's a consequence of your actions, you said, your voice softer now. What you did was dangerous. Bakugo, ever the impatient one, was already pulling you away. Let's go, Mayan. We've got work to do, and I'm not wasting any more time on this loser. As you walked away, Baku was still holding your close, and Kirishima walking protectively on your other side. You could hear Yumi whimpering behind you. Once you were in the elevator, Bakugo leaned down, his forehead resting against yours. You really alright, Mayan? He asked again, his voice surprisingly gentle. Yeah, you said, reaching up to cup his cheek. Just a little shaken, but I'm fine now. Thanks to you too. Kirishima squeezed your shoulder. Good. We saw her eyeing you for a while, acting weird. Should have known she'd pull something. You let out a shaky laugh at her. Well, at least now she knows. Bakugo scoffed, but a faint smirk touched his lips. He pressed a soft kiss to your forehead. Damn right she does. No one messes with what's ours. Kirishima leaned in, pressing a kiss to your temple. Exactly. You're our precious cargo, Mayan. You nestled between them, feeling safe and loved. The initial shock was fading, replaced by a warm feeling spreading through your chest. You had two incredibly protective, loving boyfriends, and the world knew about it. And frankly, that was a very great feeling to you. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And goodbye!